guys, today I'm going to show you how to make this glasses case. It comes with a little handle so you can hang it up, and really nice, very handy. You can put it around your neck and take it anywhere with you, or hang it on the back of your door. Also has a popper and a nice velvet liner just to slot your glasses in. Now this is such an easy bag to make. It's very, very quick. So it comes with a warning. It's contagious making these bags. There you go. Great for friends, family, presents, anything like that. They're brilliant. I love them. But this one I've made for myself for my glasses, so I don't leave them anywhere. There we go, glasses bag. So I'm going to start by showing you what I've cut out. Now I cut these out on my board so I could get the pattern nice and square. I find that's a really easy way of doing it. So I've done it in inches because my cutting board's in inches. So this one for the back is 10.5 by 4 inches. So 10.5 by 4. I've then just folded the corners over like that and cut the corners off, because I always do that with my shape, little bags and things. And then this one here, again, I lined it up with my cutting mat so I can get it nice and square, is 8.5 by 4 inches. And each of these, I will cut 2 of them, and they'll have 1/4 inch seam allowance already cut into this pattern. So next thing you'll need, some straps for your glasses case. You don't have to put straps on it if you don't want, but sometimes I think it's just handy to hang them up. You can always see where they are, or just pop them over your shoulder and take them with you if you need to. Pop out anywhere, even if you're going from room to room and doing a project. Sometimes it's nice just to hang this around your neck with your glasses in them. So there we go. So there's your patterns. I keep my patterns like this in a pattern bag, and then I can just keep using them and keep making them, especially if you're making presents for friends and family, or even making these for a stand you might have at Christmas or fairs that you go to. This is a great, easy little project, and because of the size of it, it is very good to use up any of your old scraps. This again, because I cut 1 each in each colour, and I always use 2 colours for this design. I just think it looks nice to have the lining a different colour. I'm going to use a velvety, really beautiful fabric today for the lining, and a pattern fabric for the outside. You can change that around if you prefer. Now these swatches I got out of a pattern book, and I simply just went to my local curtain making shop or upholstery shop and asked if they've got any material pattern books that they're getting rid of, or that are perhaps out of date. Good time to go and get them at the end of the year anyway, even though with the troubles right now, probably not quite as easy as you'd think. Now also, they always come with this terrible stuff stuck on the back. Now a lot of times it's difficult to get this off. I have done a few videos on how to remove the paper off the back of your material sample books. It's very easy, just iron it. Most of the time it just peels straight off after a hot iron. It kind of melts the glue. Anyway, not all of them do work. So I'm going to cut 1 each on my lining fabric, and then 1 each on my pattern fabric. So when you've got a pattern fabric, you obviously also want to line it up to how you want your pattern looking on your bag. I decided I'd like this pattern on the front of my bag, so I'm going to place that central and then cut this one. I'm just also using a ruler over the top to make sure I get everything nice and square. And the seam allowance is already on this pattern, so you don't need to worry about that. Just make sure I've got that all in place. Go up this side. These are just so handy and so good to give as gifts as well. Just going to pop around here and do this side. Okie dokie, so that's one cut. There we are. And then this one, because I've got a nice design here, I'd like to have that on the front here, which will be on the back, but when I turn it over, you'll have a nice V here. So I'm going to try and incorporate that. Just take it above a little bit by 1/4 of an inch. Let's take that up a bit. So just above there. Get it as central to the pattern as I can. I like to just keep checking I've got it in the right place, a little OCD. Okay. Straight across the top first. And then my little corners. Okie dokie. So I've got a front and a back. There we go. Now I'm going to cut the lining, which is this beautiful fabric here. Okay, so this fabric is so gorgeous, so soft as well. It's really nice. There we go. Right, I'm going to freehand this one. Okay. There we are. It's gorgeous. And then we're going to cut a little front panel. There we go. Okay, so there's our pattern cut out. And this is so easy to make. Once you start a bit of a production line with these, it just goes so quickly. So you start with your front piece and your liner, and you put them facing each other. So pretty sides to pretty sides. And we're going to sew along the top here. You've got your 1/4 of an inch seam allowance already taken into account on this. By the way, guys, these ready rolled spools or bobbins are amazing. Literally can't live without them. Totally spoiled when it comes to bobbins now. And I'm just changing my bobbin, you see, so I thought I'd show you these. Fantastic, I love them. They're a polyester, so they're very strong. Yeah, like very strong. And I just use these all the time now. You can get them in all different colours. Got these off eBay or Amazon. And I just love them. Saves so much time. I also use the Gutterman 100% polyester. It also matches my bobbins and it's great. I just love the thread. Very strong, very good, sews brilliantly. I'm just going to sew here with 1/4 inch seam allowance. You don't really need to go back and forth on the end, but I have. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to just fold that over, and we're going to, you can go and press this nice and tidy at the edge, so you've got a nice edge seam like that, and then we're going to sew a straight line along the top. There we go. And then you've got the top edge like that, so it's like a nice little top edge on it. Okay, and there's our top stitch along there. Okay, so now it's just sandwiching it together. This is the easy bit. Don't forget your handle. So we've popped that one on top like that. And then this one face down like that. Now this time I'm going to clip these together because I'm using velvet. It has a tendency to wobble and slide all over the place. Now I have changed from pins to clips. I love them. I'm finding they do a brilliant job and I don't spike my fingers anymore. Just going to do the other side. Once we've got all this lined up, I'm then going to pop this in. This is your little strap. Now I'm going to want this coming from the outside, so we stick it between the two that are going to be on the outside. So I'm just going to bundle all this up and push that out the bottom, just so I don't sew it. Okay, now if I make sure that's in the middle like that, it won't get sewn. So then I want to pop it just on the edges by the top. So I'm just going to stick it square out the top there. And then I'm going to pin that into place. There we go. And then this one here. There we go, and that's coming out the bottom, so I'm not going to sew over the edges at all. Right, now when we start sewing, we're going to start sewing here, 1/4 inch seam allowance, all the way around the outside and back to there, and we will double stitch on both edges. I'm just going to hold that in place there because that's it's going a little skew with. I don't want that. There we go, I'll go and sew. When I'm sewing these, I always like to have my needle on this side. I don't know why, I just love working with my needle on this side. I feel like it grips more fabric, and I just find it easier. I love having my needle over this side, and it is just a straight stitch I'm using. Guys, I am sewing with one hand, by the way, and holding the phone. That might be a bit difficult to do. And my fabric's going a little skew with. Okay, I'm coming up to the little bit where I have the handle now, so I am actually going to run over that and then back stitch, and then go over it again. I know this isn't going to be holding like tons of weight or anything, but it's still nice to have a good firm stitching over your handle. Okay, I'm going to carry on doing around the outside and back to the start here, and then I'm just going to cut those corners off. Okay, you can probably see on this side better, so I've just done a zigzag stitch all the way around the edge. Now let's see, big reveal. Let's see how it's looking. I love this bit. Okay, a little bit difficult to do, but this is such an easy pattern. Even for beginners, it's very satisfying because it's so quick and easy to do. It is just the straight lines and the zigzag lines, and the results are always really good. And again, you can make so many of them very quickly once you get the hang of it. And for experienced sewers, again, it's so satisfying because it's so quick, so easy. Okay, there we go. Now the next stage, we'll go and press it all nicely the right way round like that, how it's going to be. Let's go and press it. Okay, so I've pressed that and held the top over and pressed that into place. Now we have to turn it inside out again. There we go. I mean, oh, it's just gorgeous on that side as well, look. Beautiful, oh, I love it. Anyway, so now it's inside out and you've got the lining upwards. We are going to go and sew, get it nice and square along the bottom. There we go, I've sewed along the bottom, and I'm just going to trim all this off now as well, so it's nice and straight along the bottom with no frayed edges. And now I'm going to go along and do a zigzag stitch one way and then back the other way. Okay, there we go. I'm just cutting off any little scraggly bits. And that keeps the bag nice and secure along the bottom. Okay, so we turn it back around again. I've got some more little bits fraying out there. I'll just take those off. There we go. Oh, I really love it that way. It's so gorgeous, that material. Anyway, it's just a really nice lining material, nice and soft and velvety. So there we go. Pull this all back around the right way. I'm just going to use the handle of a knife to push that out. You You don't have to use velvet on the inside. You can use any two fabrics you like. I mean, you can just use one fabric and have it all the same fabric. There we go. So there is our thing so far. Now I'm going to put a little popper on the front. So let me go and get my popper set. And here's my popper set. I love these. I've had these for a few years now and I'm still using them. They are just so handy, especially if you make lots of these little bags and do a whole load for Christmas. Now I'd like, first of all, just put your glasses in and then pop them to the bottom. You'll see there's a space at the top. That's where you can push down your popper and you're not going to squash your glasses. Okay. Right, so what colour popper? Oh, I think it's got to be that one, hasn't it? It's just got to be. That's just so perfect. So I get two front ones. That one will come out. There we go. And two back ones. Now these are easy to do. So what we do, we fold that over where we want it. Make sure it's all nice and level. And I think I'm going to pop it just there. So I'm going to push that through and hold it in place again. And then I'll mark underneath as well. So I've pulled the front layer through and now I'm just going to pull it through the next layer. Make a nice hole. So let's do the bottom one first. I'll push that through from the back. There we go. And pop the other little one there on. And then it comes with this device and you just pop the black bit of the bigger round bit at the back and then that one at the front and you just squeeze and it's that easy. I love these. So at the front, that little marked hole there, pop that in. There we go. And then that one on the front and the same again. Slide that in and squeeze. There you go. You don't need loads of pressure. And there, oh my God, doesn't that look so cute? And I can pop it, well, let's put my glasses in first. I've got my glasses. Pop my glasses in and push the popper shut. So there you go. I am so pleased with that. I've got a lovely little glasses case that I can either hang on the back of my door, hang where I want, or take it with me. If I'm going on a walk or anything like that, I can just take those with me. It's so handy now and I won't lose or forget my glasses. So good. If you liked my tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.